The 2026 Monaco Grand Prix was definitely a race. Like, I would place it on the lower side compared to the races we have had this season. Regardless of that, the 2026 Monaco Grand Prix was definitely the best of the last three. Even though it did not feature many overtakes, which is expected from a Monaco Grand Prix, the chaos it featured was the reason it was so entertaining. Alright, now starting off with Friday. Friday was a tame one with nothing special happening except for one thing. Ferrari topped both sessions of FP1 and FP2, and not only topped both sessions, got a 1-2 in both sessions. This resulted in me taking heavy doses of opium thinking that Ferrari will win the race, and then it all got shattered on Saturday. Saturday rolled around and holy shit did Ferrari, seeing that their fans had the slightest hope that Ferrari would win a race, took each and every one of them by the chokehold, spat on their face and strangled the hope out of them. Yes, this may be slightly exaggerated, but I don't care. Antonelli finished first in FP3 with the Ferraris behind them, and now qualifying was up.
What's happened?
In Q3, after the first runs were over, Antonelli was on top with Verstappen behind him. But then, Charles Leclerc went on and put that Ferrari on pole, giving every Ferrari fan a dopamine rush. But as always, after the second runs, Antonelli put it on provisional pole with Verstappen only 44 thousandths behind him, and it looked like Mercedes were going to get But then, Charles Leclerc is on in another lap and is improving. But like always, in a desperate attempt, Charles absolutely twats the car into the barriers and does not even make it to the finish line. Good job, you prick. Antonelli gets pole, Verstappen is second, and Lewis Hamilton is third. The race rolled around and boy, it was definitely something. After the lights went out, Verstappen's engine just dies. It just kills itself in broad daylight, and this drops Verstappen from second all the way down to 22nd. After that robust exchange with Verstappen and his engine, Antonelli keeps the lead and everything settles down from there. Nothing much happens in between except for the fact that half of the grid decided that they were going to speed in the pit lane. Like, holy shit, I believe that 10 penalties were given just for speeding in the pit lane. On lap 60, as soon as the commentators start talking about a safety car, what does Lance Stroll do? The IDF's greatest soldier just kisses the barriers and brings out the safety car. With people starting to pit and getting more speeding penalties, the masterminds at Mercedes bring in Russell. With Russell already having a 5-second penalty, the normal thing would have been to serve the penalty and then make the pit stop. The strategy team at Mercedes said fuck being normal and just did not serve the penalty. This results in Russell getting a drive-through penalty. Like bloody hell, even though the guy is a terrorist himself, just give my boy a break once. With this shebang over and the track being cleared out, the race restarted, and where is Charles Leclerc? Holy shit, he twatted the car into the barriers again!
What's happened?
Nothing, just an incident on the race.
Like Leclerc, when you said copy that to when your engineer told you that Lance had crashed, you weren't supposed to literally copy that, you actual dumbass, you know. Now with the incompetence of principality in the barriers, the red flag was brought out now. During the red flag, the last corner was investigated because both the drivers had crashed at the same place. And would you see it, there was a hole in the ground. Like, not like a literal hole, like a pothole. How the hell is this the pinnacle of motorsport? And it can't even have an even track. After the drivers were lined up again on the track, lights went out and Antonelli, like before, kept the lead. With Russell in third place on the track and having 25 seconds of penalty with him, he pulled off an high IQ play by slowing down every other driver behind him. Like, huh? After pitting and serving the penalty, Russell was now 15th and out of the points. Now don't let this fool you thinking that he got robbed. He was lapped by Antonelli before the safety car was even out. With first and second place being confirmed that it was going to be Antonelli and Hamilton, the battle for third place was on now. Gasly was in third place in that Alpine, but the problem was he had a 10-second penalty above him. And what was the reason for that penalty? Speeding in the pit lane. With him out of the equation, it was now the battle between Hadjar and Oscar Piastri. Hadjar complained about no power for the entire race, but after all of that, at the end, he finished third. The top three finished with Kimi Antonelli winning the race with his 5th in a row, Lewis Hamilton getting a second place, and Isaac Hadjar for the first time in Red Bull getting a podium in third place. Editing me here, and it was just announced that Gasly would be reinstated to P3 and Hadjar would drop down to 4. So good job, Gasly. And after all the dozens of penalty had been handed out after the race, Fernando Alonso in an actual F2 car finishes 10th and gets the first point for Aston Martin in the season. With F1 moving like Death Note, considering the 4 drivers they used for their promotional picture of Monaco, one of them didn't even properly start the race, 2 of them DNF, and one of them finished 12th with almost 30 seconds of penalty with him. I'd have to give the Monaco Grand Prix a 6 out of 10, considering nothing happened for the first 60 laps, but the last 18 laps made up for the lack of action. Next up is Spain, and surprise surprise, my prediction is Antonelli is gonna win the race, Russell is gonna come second, and Lewis Hamilton is gonna come third. Thank you.